A reading from the prophet Isaiah, chapter 6, verses 1 through 8. In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord sitting on a throne, high and lofty, and the hem of his robe filled the temple. Seraphs were in attendance above him. Each had 6 wings. With 2 they covered their faces, and with 2 they covered their feet, and with 2 they flew. And one called to another and said, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. The pivots on the thresholds shook at the voices of those who called, and the house filled with smoke. And I said, Woe is me, I am lost, for I am a man of unclean lips, and I live among a people of unclean lips. Yet my eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts. Then one of the seraphs flew to me, holding a live coal that had been taken from the altar with a pair of tongs. The seraph touched my mouth with it and said, Now that this has touched your lips, your guilt has departed, and your sin is blotted out. Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, Whom shall I send, and who will go for us? And I said, Here am I. Send me. The word of the Lord. Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome to our nerdiest devotional yet during this quarantine. If we've spent any amount of time together, you've probably heard me talk about Isaiah chapter 6. When I was an undergrad church music student at Hardin-Simmons, we were required to learn the so-called dialogue model of worship, which is based on Isaiah 6. God speaks, and we respond. Our worship as Christians has used this model for millennia, going back to the 1st century. After all, the roots of our tradition are in Judaism, whose worship was based around that of the tabernacle and then the temple, both of them sanctuaries for the Ark of the Covenant. Isaiah's vision of heaven is so vivid, so impactful, and for centuries we have used this text in worship. As United Methodists, we encounter it when we say or sing the Great Thanksgiving. We call it the Sanctus, after its first word in Latin, which means holy. Holy, holy, holy Lord, God of power and might. Heaven and earth are full of your glory. Hosanna in the highest. Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Hosanna in the highest. The text of the Seraph's proclamation is followed by the Benedictus, again called after its first word in Latin, meaning blessed. It comes from the triumphal entry in Matthew 21, which itself is based on Psalm 118, verse 26. Blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord. These two passages together have been part of the church's worship since the 7th century. This chant dates back to the 8th century and can be found in this book, the Liber Usualis, the collection of all the Gregorian chants used throughout the church year until the Second Vatican Council changed everything in 1962, and everything seemed to snowball from there. Sanctus, Sanctus, Sanctus Dominus Deus Sabaoth, pleni sunt caeli et terra, gloria tua, Hosanna in excelsis. When we sing or say these words, we are given a unique opportunity to view God's throne through Isaiah's vision and approach God with our burdens. It offers us the chance to acknowledge who God is, not just for us, but for all. Be blessed this day, family. And as you consider Isaiah's vision of heaven, remember that the Creator of the universe has room for you at his side. See y'all Sunday, and in the meantime, wash your hands.